Hi there, Ashley, and good evening to you. It's evening time here in Madeira, and quite late for you at the moment, I think, in South Africa. So,
Yes,
yeah, thanks for joining us again to have a quick chat. If you could first just touch a little bit on last month.
sure. Okay, just a quick update then. So let's go to the daily chart quickly. And as we can see here, last month, well, it was a bit of a non-starter, really, a non-trade month. You can see we had a lot of this wild consolidation that went here under normal circumstances. As I said before, we would normally trade this range, but as I said, because of all the instability in the market, I actually made a decision not to trade this period. Sure, we once can say, well, we didn't make any money last month, but we also didn't lose money. That to me is the most important
That's the
thing.
most
So we,
important thing.
yeah, we preserved our account, and like I said, I just didn't feel comfortable enough to trade this very, very unstable period here, this range. And as I said, if one goes to look at the liquidation heat map for last month, you can see that most of these moves that actually this momentum that we see that happened, and I'm going to just go to a 4 hour because you can actually see it a little bit better. Um, if you have a look at all of this momentum, there's a lot of long wicks on these candles, which tells that, it kind of confirms, the fact that this was really not a market that you would want to trade. Very high risk, unstable. And, I made the call and said, look, I'd rather sit out and rather preserve the account. And then what we see is that going back to last week, we saw a breakout through the bottom. So we've broken this range. The price has come down, and now it's retesting this area here. This bottom of the range was support. It's now become resistance. And I'm quite sure that we're going to see in the next few days, the next week or so, the price come down to round about where the circle is here. And that's where I'm going to be looking and feel comfortable to open up our next trade going into August, round about this area here. It might not reach there, and we might see a bounce, a small bounce off the 24,800 area, but I don't think it will
28,400
last long.
area. Sorry.
Yes, but you can see this black line that's here. If we just go to the daily again, that's that major trend line
Yeah.
that runs all the way from going back to the beginning of the year. And you can see it's been respected there, and probably, well, look, I mean, I'm still very bullish in the market, obviously, in this structure, this market structure. If we break this support here, then that changes the game a little bit. But look, I mean, until that happens, we're gonna, obviously remain bullish. The important thing is that, as a trader, for what I'm trying to do for TradeFi, I'm looking for nice, strong entry points where we are almost guaranteed to make profits and gains rather than take unnecessary chances and end up making. I mean, we made good money the first month. I don't see the point of giving it all back to the market through irresponsible trades. So,
Absolutely.
we're looking for this. You can see these are areas of like very strong entry points. And if we can reach that point, which I'm quite certain that we will, it's going to allow for another nice, strong entry. And then we can probably ride up. There's also, this, as I explained in the video earlier today, we've got this pattern that's forming here. And if there's a breakout on this pattern, and we will sooner or later break this major resistance that goes all the way back. You can see it all the way back here for a couple of there's like almost over a year, and that's going back even longer than that. So when we finally break that area, as you can see, which is where we are at the moment, you see, we're in this area, it's going to eventually break through. And when we do, then, you can imagine, just to give you an example, there's a 25x that's running there, and that's not even to the top. Let's take it to the top. That's 35% there to the top of the measured rule, which is basically, well, I'm not going to go into a lesson here, but it's that area from there to there, which gives us that there. And we could it's just a matter of time, and then Bitcoin is going to go and test the next big psychological level, and that's up at $40,000. And it would be really nice, very profitable for us to catch a trade in here at this, this macro support line, and then ride that trade up. Would be very, very profitable for the TradeFi project. But as I said, we just got to be patient. We're not chasing green candles. We'll wait for the market to come to us. And I find that those type of swing trades in the long run are always the most profitable trades.
Yeah, I think it's all looking good. And I think what people must understand is that the patience element behind this. And when you get these big trades, and they do come in like we saw in that first month, you do extremely well.
Yes.
And the more money we have to trade with, obviously the more we can make.
Exactly. It's as I've said before, it's all about account preservation. That's what's the big secret. That's where so many traders lose, is because they are too anxious when they trade. They're just looking for that quick, fast buck all the time. And it's not really. As a swing trader, you must remember our strategy for the BridgeFi NFTs is not, we're not day trading, you know what I mean? This is a swing trading strategy that I have in place here. And, when we do another video down the line and we have a little bit more time, I can basically show the investors, the power of multiplication. And this, Malcolm, that strategy I like to use, where, if you can take $10 and turn it around and turn it into $20, this is very powerful, because all you need to do that, if you do that with $1,000 and you do that 10 times, you take $1,000 and turn it into over $1 million. That's the power of multiplication. I'm not going to go into detail now, but at a later stage, we can do a little video and I can explain to the investors exactly what I'm talking about. And it's powerful. It's really powerful. I mean, the very first month that we traded, we did more than a double.
Yep.
I mean, that's 9 double. That's 9. We've already done one. That means we only need to go to 9 doubles. Can you imagine if you took $100,000 and doubled it 10 times? What kind of gains we're talking about?
It's massive.
I don't even want to mention it.
Yeah,
I'm not even going to say it because it's absolutely mind-blowing.
Yeah.
But there it is. I mean, the numbers don't lie. I mean, so yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And then actually just a quick one before we wind it up. What coins do you have in mind from the altcoin side that you think we possibly could look at?
Yes, look, on the coins, look, we're going to be looking at the top coins. If I can just take us through to our, we are looking at, okay, so Bitcoin, we will be looking at Ethereum. We'll be looking at XRP. XLM is also a good coin. Matic is a good coin. And then we'll probably be throwing, I think we're going to see some nice movement with Dogecoin in the not too distant future. Doge being one, obviously Litecoin. Did I say Litecoin? Is Litecoin?
Yeah, I haven't seen it there.
I had Litecoin here. I don't know why it's not here now, but we will be looking at Litecoin, also a very good coin. And then maybe some more of the, like, I don't know, a few of the penny stocks, like Matic and maybe Ada, Cardano. So we will definitely be taking a look at some of the altcoins. I'm not 100% sure yet exactly which ones we'll be trading, but I will sort of drop you a list of coins that we are interested in. And also, if any of the investors watching this, if they've got any ideas,
Yeah, so I think a couple that people have mentioned is what's Tron's one again? Oh, slipped my mind.
Yes, Tron, okay.
That's their token is a good one, and BNB I think is also quite an interesting token. That Binance's one.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah. So there's a lot of opportunity there. I mean, there are a lot of good tokens out there that we could look at, and if the market starts going, they tend to follow Bitcoin, most of them anyway.
Definitely. And the folks must remember also that we have I think we've seen the end of the trough now, and I think we're going to see, as we start getting closer to the end of the year and start moving towards the next halving of Bitcoin, we're definitely going to see the market start rallying. And I just say to people, now is the time to get into the market. You know the old saying, Malcolm, that I've used so many times. As traders, we don't make money in bull markets. We make money in bear markets. Now, if you're not a trader, you might think, wow, that doesn't really sound right. But trust me, it really does. It really does pan out. And just quickly, just to show you the guys what I'm talking about, we go to we have a chart here, and you can see here, cycle of emotions. Just look at this chart and you can see, the point of maximum financial risk is at the top, the crescent of the cycle of the wave. And then the point of maximum financial opportunity is at the bottom. And you can see, so the bottom is bear market, bull is, we make money down here because that's where we're entering the market. We take profit at the top, sure, but we are making our money. When we enter at the bottom, this is where we're actually making all our money, you understand? So this is where the opportunity is. So, now is the time to get into the markets. Don't wait until Bitcoin is at $60,000-$70,000 before people wake up and go,
that's too late. Yeah.
Too late.
That's why the pro traders all make the money, because they know when to get in and they position themselves well at the bottom. So when the good times come, they're ready to take the most advantage of it. So yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, I think, even though this last month people might be sitting saying, oh, we haven't made much, but I think if everybody can understand, and as Ashley's explained to us, that we're in a really good position. We've gone through a really turbulent time of a month, and we've managed to maintain our position, which is terribly important. And yeah, so now we're in a good position when the markets start turning and moving up again.
Yes. Malcolm, if I can just say one thing, just to put people at ease and everything, trust me when I tell you this, that all the top traders have all been sitting out over the last 35, 40 days. Most of the smart money has been sitting on the sideline for the last month.
Yeah.
And that is the reality of it. It's only the retailers. You can go and see them on CoinGlass, on all the liquidations. That's all the dumb money here.
Absolutely. And I think that's
why. And I say it with the greatest of respect. I'm not trying to be a smart ass or anything, but that's the reality.
Well,
that is the reality. We don't trade these unstable markets chasing candles up and down all the time. We wait for strong entry points. I don't want to class myself as a retail trader. I'd rather say, we trade with sophistication. We use the charts, in the best possible way that we can. And as I said to you, it's all about knowing when to enter the market, when to exit the market. And this is what makes the difference between making money and losing money. It's vitally important that we look for strong entry points.
Absolutely. And it's all about knowing when to get in and when to get out. And I think, as we mentioned, a couple of people asked, a very good question, one of our AMAs. If the trade is going well and it comes to the end of the month, will we go out of it? And we said, absolutely not. We stay in the trade as long as we can.
Exactly.
We're here to maximize everybody's
both ways.
Yeah. We're here to maximize everybody's returns at the end of the day. And
yes.
So that's the most important thing. And I think, it is a 3-year project, and I think people are going to do extremely well out of it at the end of the day. And what's so nice about this, and I think a lot of people must also understand this, if you're looking at a lot of other projects that are out there, especially in the DeFi space, there are a lot of people in this who are in the DeFi space. There are a lot of traders out there who are trading. They're going in and they're up and they're down. They buy into a market, and then it drops, and then they lose a lot of money. They buy into the projects, and the token goes up, and then it comes down enormously, and they lose a lot of value. Well, this is something where we maintain our value, and we don't. There's not the risk. We're not wanting to create that risk of, oh well, gee, we could. What's the word I'm thinking of? Lose our returns, or lose our profits, or lose our pool that we've. What's the word I'm thinking of?
Well, it's the gambling. It's the gambling. It's like going to the casino. You're giving you get lucky every now and then you end up giving everything back to the market again.
Basically, we don't want to give it back to the house. Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely not. You got to remember something. As I said to you before, especially this is for the guys that want to learn to trade. The line between gambling and trading is very thin, but one must take note of one thing. Gambling is a game of chance, whereas trading is a game of probabilities. There's a big difference, a massive difference. So, as a professional trader myself, I know, I've been trading for many years, and I realized that line in the sand, it's a very fine line. So the only thing that stops me is by being disciplined. Trading is a discipline. It's an art. It's a craft. And you either do it with discipline and you play by the rules, or you behave like a cowboy, and then you end up like what happens with most of the retail traders. It's kind of, one step forward, 2 steps back, 1 step forward, 2 steps back. And it's just not the way to get ahead. You know what I mean? If you want to make money in this business, you need to play by the rules. It's that simple.
Absolutely. Well, actually, I think you've given us a very good insight into what's happened in the last month and what we can look forward to moving forward. And I think it's great to see the positive signs in the market, and might take a little bit of a while to get there, and a bit of patience, but more patience required. But it's looking good. So thank you very much for chatting to us again this evening, and we'll chat again soon. And if anything interesting happens, we will let the people know.
Yeah, definitely. And just on one note, just to remember that now that we've broken out of this consolidation, I think we're going to start seeing a little bit more movement in the market, even although we might see a little bit of this happen, a bit of a squeeze over the next month and a half, but it will break out, and we will see the price move up to go and retest the 40. So there are exciting times ahead, and something for us to look forward to. As I said, I'm going to be getting ready in the not too distant future to enter another trade. And when we do that, we'll let everybody know. And it's going to be really exciting. It'll be like the last one. Once we're in a trade and we start seeing the profits, it's going to lift everybody's spirits again. I know it will.
No, I think everybody's spirits are up, and everybody's very positive. So thanks so much again, and we'll chat soon.
Yes, wonderful. Thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Take care.